mine, which I know is cheating. Sorry, I have props. Okay, hold on, I have to get my prop ready. I'm a late bloomer. I'm behind the curve on everything, from school dances to figuring out how to ride the bus. In fact, I've only recently learned how to slow dance with a boy. It's awesome, it's going really well. Anyway, I didn't start riding Muni until a couple of years ago. When I got a job downtown, I realized that I am too poor to drive and should probably take the bus. I soon discovered that my internet friend, Blair, shared the exact same Muni route as me, stop to stop. Blair and I kind of know each other from the internet, similar to how you and I know each other. And I needed Blair to teach me how to ride Muni. Blair's here, by the way. Blair's in the band Lucky Jesus. I'd spent so many years mocking the bus that I had no idea how shit worked. Blair taught me all about using a clipper card, how to avoid eye contact, and how to scream backdoor. Backdoor! Over the course of this, Blair and I became very good friends, and she's my real life friend now. One morning I remarked, "Blair, I can't get over how awesome it is to ride the bus. It's so easy. It goes everywhere. It's so much cheaper than driving. I love Muni." I was met with a maniacal laugh. The more I rode the bus, the more I got what everyone on Muni Diaries is talking about. Weird shit happens on the bus. I saw my first person pee their pants, checked that right off my list. Someone accidentally grabbed my boob, whatever. A few months ago, two men got into an obscenity-laced screaming match over the most ideal color for a Chevy sedan, and I didn't bat an eye. The answer to that, by the way, is black with a gold interior.
Yep, that's right.
Yeah? Basically, I was getting used to the weirdness that happens on Muni and began to embrace it. Until one Friday evening when I met Blair at our bus stop. Both of us were ready to get the fuck home. Blair is very adept at using various Muni apps to check the status of our buses. And that night, 2 scheduled buses had fallen off the map. We tracked one until it was a few blocks away, and then boom, the bus is gone. We tracked another one 20 minutes later, this time a little bit more nervous for its survival. And again, a few blocks away in this black hole, the bus disappeared. No one at our bus stop seemed particularly concerned about this. This is San Francisco, not Chowchilla. When a bus full of people disappears, no one alerts the media. Chowchilla?
Yeah. Carl Malden movie.
Yeah.
There you go.
So 40 minutes later, a 12 finally rolls towards us. Blair and I hopped on the bus, sat in the back, and proceeded with our usual commute home, which involves texting each other our thoughts on everyone else on the bus. I know, we're the worst people ever.
The best.
If you want in on that, we can. So, at Battery at Jackson, the 12 died. The bus stopped. The lights went out. We were ensconced in darkness. And no one did anything about it. The driver simply sat there in immediate acceptance of a bus a bus full of passengers dying in the middle of the financial district. She offered no reaction, staring ahead like an animal resigned to die. After a few minutes of this, several of my fellow passengers started to realize that, like many experiences on Muni, surviving this would be up to us. I believe it began with, hello? And then it morphed into, do you want us to get off the bus? Are we gonna do anything at all? And the driver continued to stare straight ahead and somehow telepathically willed the bus to come back to life. The lights came on, the bus started to run again, and we move on down Battery Street. 3 blocks later, the bus dies again. Pitch blackness again, parked bus in the middle of the road again. We were learning to just wait, that sometimes buses die for 7 minutes and come back to life. Like those people with white tunnel near-death experiences on Unsolved Mysteries. This time, while the bus certainly came back to life, the sign on the front of the bus proclaiming 12 Folsom was never to return. So, while our bus was working and seemingly headed in the right direction, no one waiting to get on the bus had any idea which bus it was. So at the next stop, the driver opens the doors and there's mass confusion, which bus is this? And so she screams, "This is the 12." And then they would say, well, this is the 12? Yes, this is the 12. And so they'd be very skeptical and board the bus. And then we get 2 more blocks. Doors open. This is the 12? what bus is this? It's the 12. Just trust me. Get on the bus. This is the 12. Blair and I had 30 stops of this before we got home. We were exhausted. We were frustrated. We were past hoping to get home on time. By stop 10, this is the 12 became the funniest thing we'd ever heard in our lives. 15 blocks in, we had the whole back section of the bus saying it with the driver in unison.
Yeah!
Simultaneously, Blair and I were futzing with our phones, and Blair taught me how to record audio on my phone. So we got it all ready to go and eventually matched the timing down to record the driver repeating for the 834th time.
This is the 12.
In retelling the story, I realize it's far less funny now as we're not trapped on a bus. But at the time, capturing This is the 12 and downloading it onto iTunes was literally the funniest experience I have ever had in my life. The entire back of the bus was invested in our recording. We were daring people to take my phone, race to the front, and play the recording as soon as the driver opened the door at every stop. Around us, people remarked how weird our Friday night bus ride had become. We began to trade bus stories. People shared bizarre Muni experiences, much like this, only far more meta. By the time we made it to 22nd and Folsom, seemingly days later, I felt like I was friends with everyone that was on that 12. The experience that night on the 12 wasn't scary or particularly notable. It was simply the night I went from being a rookie Muni rider to getting it, to feeling like a real San Franciscan. Because riding Muni isn't about a driver getting you from one place to another. Maybe that's what it's supposed to be about, but it's not. Riding Muni is about connecting with the city in a way you could never do in a car or on a bike.
Yeah.
Sometimes it takes a dying bus and an endless repetition of This is the 12 for someone like me to make that connection. Amen.